Hello, everyone. This devotional today is called Tolerance. I actually did a devotional on tolerance a couple of years ago, I think. But sadly, I believe I need to refresh that devotional because things have gotten even worse than I thought it possibly could the last time I did this. So let's talk about tolerance. Tolerance is actually in the Bible quite a bit. The Bible emphasizes tolerance through verses encouraging humility, gentleness, understanding, urging believers to bear with one another in love and to forgive one another. So, what exactly is tolerance? Tolerance is if I prefer my car's yellow and you prefer your car's blue, that oughtn't to affect our friendship. I may kid you about your color choices, and you might do the same back at me, and we might take jabs at each other in friendly jest, but who cares? We have had people who said they left our church because they didn't like the color of the rug, the carpeting, and we had people who left the church because they did not like the idea of us paying quite a bit of money for an electronic sign, even though the numbered sign we had the manual sign was in disrepair and half the letters were blown away from wind and storms and such, and it was pretty ridiculous trying to use it. So let's look at some Bible quotes. Titus 3:2, be reasonable, displaying all mildness towards all men. Matthew 7:12, all things therefore that you want men to do to you, you must also do to them. So the world no longer knows what tolerance is. Tolerance was around well into the 60s, but something went awry, and we've gotten so crazy that today people routinely resort to horrible rhetoric and a lot of times violence to the point of death. We just can't tolerate anybody anymore. It's quite clear. You can look in the headlines and see that it's evident everywhere. And why exactly is that? This is a MAGA hat. I'm sorry, I'm a conservative. I know some people in our church didn't vote for Donald Trump. That's okay. People have beat people near to death because of wearing a MAGA hat. People are destroying Teslas, which really blows my mind because the very people who are destroying those electric vehicles are the people who have espoused electric vehicles as the savior of the climate change that's going on. Did you know that if we did every single thing that's been suggested for climate change and the whole world did it, do you know how much we would affect the carbon in the atmosphere of the Earth, the entire Earth? Less than 1.5%. Let me say that again. Less than 1.5%. That's what everybody's fighting about. That's what all the zany rules are about. That's why you can't buy the light bulbs you used to like. That's why we can't have plastic straws. That's why they stopped fishing in places, industry-wide I'm talking about. That's why you can't have different kinds of appliances anymore. Less than 1.5%, and it's well below 1.5%. Is that worth the divisiveness, the insanity, the economic ruin that we're doing because of laws we can't even do? I mean, what exactly is going on? Acts 10:34. I love this one. God is not partial. What does that even mean? We could have an hour conversation just on that, couldn't we? Joshua 24:15. Choose for yourselves today whom you will serve. Ephesians 4:2. Be eager to maintain the unity of the Spirit by the bonds of peace. Boy, have we lost that one. And certainly the craziness that is going on today is because nothing is God-centered anymore. So people don't have this Bible anymore. If they have it, they're not using it, they're not reading it, and they certainly don't apply it. We have so lost track of what's important. This tells us how to get everything right in the world today. Today, this is as relevant today as it was when it was written. Over and over again, my devotionals are based on the fact that I take biblical standards and bring them into today's time to talk about it with you guys. And yet, we can't even put up with each other. How sad is that? Let's do something brave today. Let's tolerate each other. I love you, church.